Gentlemen, are we in focus? I think we're in focus. Welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 80. I've been doing this for 80 weeks. And that honestly is crazy considering I only thought I was going to do 10 and then we were going to launch the company. Surprise, surprise. But it's super cool because I love doing this. Guys, last time I said we would get to the top 2 questions that you guys posted underneath the last vlog, and we're going to get to that in a second. Before I do, I want to do a little Tiege Hanley public service announcement. If you have any problem, any issue, any concern with a product, your system, your subscription, your credit card, your anything, if it has to do with Tiege Hanley and you actually with Tiege Hanley, you got to send us an email at info@tiege.com. We will get back to you within 48 hours. The vlog is not the place to post comments and expect that we're going to be able to help you, or, I mean, we can't. If you post a comment down in the vlog, it may get seen, but that's not the place, is what I'm saying. If you've got an issue, we can help you. It is our job to help you, but you got to let us help you, and the way that you do that is by sending us an email. One thing I will say, that there may be a handful of people that got a product in one of the boxes that might have smelled a little bit different than the previous box that they got. We have quarantined and fixed the problem, and there were only like a handful of boxes that went out with that actual product, but it smelled a little bit different. The reason is because the lab actually, they got a new supplier for one of our natural ingredients, and we came to realize that that ingredient, because it was bought from a different supplier than the past ingredient that we were using, it was 4 times as strong. Now, the good news is that it's a collagen type product, and so it's incredibly safe. Not only safe, it's actually like an amazing product, and but the issue is some people have noticed a little bit of a smell. If you have a product that smells a little bit weird or is just not 100% right, you might have gotten one of the bad ones. There literally have only been a handful. If you've been using it and you're like, oh, I didn't notice anything, don't go and like try, because don't do that. You know if you got it. If you didn't, you didn't. Shoot us an email, info@tiege.com. We will get a new one out to you. We got you. The stuff that you have is, you can send it to me. I want to use it because it's like super potent and totally healthy. It just has a little bit different odor, and it's not like whatever. But that's one of the issues that we run into. It's, you know, because we use so many natural botanicals, certain ingredients that we have, depending on the batch, depending on the supplier, they can vary in fragrance. They can vary in a little bit in intensity. And so, you know, you would think that just with the formula, it's like, oh, it's this plus this plus this equals amazing skin. And it's a little bit more finesse than that. One thing that we don't use is we don't add fragrances just to make it smell like something. So if you smell eucalyptus in our scrub, it's because we use like super awesome eucalyptus. If you smell like in the AM, you might smell something, it smells kind of lemony, a little bit like nice, like fresh. That's lavender. And it's the extracts that are actually in the ingredients that help them work that have a fragrance. But the majority of our products don't really smell like anything. Slight smells, but you get the picture. Any problem, any question, any issue with Tiege, your account, and all that good stuff, info@tiege.com will help you. But now let's get to the top 2 questions from the last vlog that were voted or thumbed up the most. The way we're going to do it moving forward, if you've got a Tiege question or a business question or just a question in general, down in the comments of this vlog, let us know. Guys, read through them, and the one that you want answered, give it a thumbs up. I'll get to the top 2. First question is from one AdMac. It says, Alpha, 2 questions. Number 1, in the future, will Tiege Hanley ever allow you to buy items separately without a subscription? You could raise the price, the size, eye cream, something like 2.5 ounces. No. This was something that we had discussed super hard in the beginning. when we first started. And Kelly was like, well, why not just, have the products? If they just want this, why not sell it? And it's something where Rob and I sort of were on the same page, but we've all now come to the same realization that that's not our model. We're not trying to compete necessarily with, the single serve or the single unit products. It is a system. For you to really get the benefit from skincare and from Tiege Hanley, it's a collective thing. You need to use this plus this plus this. And it's just not our model. By us changing the subscription model and the fact that it's a system, it totally changes the game for us. And so for us, that's not actually what we're looking to do. In the future, 20 years from now, who knows? But right now, no, it's all about the system, about the kit, because we know that that works. And so we don't just want to sell you like a product and that, because you're in the same position that you're in now. Then it's about like, oh, I'm using this, then I'm using this, and maybe I'll use this, right? The system. It's all about the system. Second one, thoughts on any acne fighting stuff for Tiege or with salicylic acid or something? Yes, thoughts and actually development. Our chemist is actually in the process of working, formulating, and testing some different acne or sensitive skin type products, or a system actually, for guys that actually do suffer from acne and breakouts. And so it's sort of in the works. I don't know exactly when or what the rollout expectancy is. I don't know when the expected rollout is going to be, but it's something that is definitely on our radar and something we're working on as of right now. Question number 2 that was voted up the most was, Aaron is not using nearly enough AM moisturizer to obtain the standard sun protection, which is SPF 20. It's a little low, blah, blah, blah. 20 is low in the first place. All right. Saying that you need to use a 1/4 teaspoon to get accurate coverage. It's a long comment. Go back to the last vlog and read it if you want. Essentially, in a nutshell, our friend is saying that the little bit of Tiege Hanley AM moisturizer that I use and that I showed you is not enough to actually give you the adequate sun protection. And so what I did was, when I use it, I use about that much, about the size of a pea. And I was saying that if you are running out of the AM moisturizer, that you're using too much. You shouldn't look glossy, you shouldn't look wet. It should dry and soak in pretty fast. I still say that is right. Our friend says that you need a lot more in order to really have the SPF 20. If you're looking for, if you're going to be outside all day, or you're going to be outside for an extended period of time, you not only need to use a moisturizer, you need to use a heavier and stronger sunscreen. I would say a minimum of 30, to be completely honest. Tiege Hanley and the moisturizer is designed for the sun exposure that you get from your daily, basically, living. Driving in the car, walking to work, going out, grabbing a cup of coffee. If you're outside for an extended period of time, this is not enough. Speaking of not enough, let me actually test and see how many serving sizes you get with 1 AM moisturizer. We're going to use cardboard, and now I am going to dispense on the cardboard a portion size. Check it. And here it is. All right, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 9, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Now, just for comparison's sake, you want to see the size that we're recommending? Right there, right? I went a little generous. 42. You probably have 55 of the appropriate size or amount that you need. So that is just a little test and example that if you want to use more, you can, and you still have plenty. Come on, just a little more for daddy. There we go. Don't try that experiment at home, because you will waste your amazing Tiege Hanley skincare gold. All right, so now let's talk about some other stuff that I wanted to talk about and address. But thank you both of you guys for the questions and comments. Totally get it. But if you're going to be out in the sun and you're going to be in there for an extended period of time, use something stronger than the Tiege Hanley moisturizer. But for general, everyday use, this stuff, rock star. All right. So last week, I did something that I used to really have a tough time with, and that is I took a vacation. I took officially 4 days off. And I went down to Florida with my wife. It was a birthday trip, and it was so incredible. I didn't really do much. I just kind of hung out and played on the beach. I got a boogie board. We went out to eat. I ran not on the beach because it's bad for your feet, ran close to, it was just the perfect time off. We went down on a Thursday. We got there around noon. All day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, came back Sunday. It was the perfect duration of a trip. I am not, and I've been accused of being a really bad vacationer. I have a tough time relaxing. But it's something that I've gotten a little bit better with. As long as I have access to my phone that I can just kind of keep touch on or keep tabs on what's going on, I'm okay. Not only am I okay, I enjoyed it so much more this year than I ever before. I have more going on in my life, in my business, in my career than I ever have, and I needed it. And I guess really that's what I wanted to stress. We get focused as entrepreneurs on working, grinding, doing as much as you can and never stopping, because stopping and resting is bad. And I'm here to tell you that you need to sometimes recharge. And it's not a bad thing if you need to take a break or that you schedule breaks. It is something so incredibly vital for your happiness, your health, and the people around you, honestly. Because I've been accused of not being a whole lot of fun. I don't really go out all that much anymore. I used to party a little bit more. I used to drink. I used to do a lot of things that I don't really anymore. And I think part of it is I grew up. The other part of it is I don't need those other things to fulfill me the way that my business and being an entrepreneur does. And so all of the excitement of going out and drinking and that whole feel good, endorphins, all that, I get that from success. I get that from trying things with a business and having it work. I get that from being creative in my YouTube world. And so I guess I'm just in a different place now than I ever have been before. And the other thing, my voice is cracking. The other thing, hold on. Sorry. The other thing is I don't want to screw it up. If I was out there and partying and drinking and just, staying up really late, I wouldn't be where I am now. And so I just don't want to screw it up. and I love what I do so much that it doesn't feel like work. Yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, I'm, always sort of going, and I've got a lot on my plate, but it's self-inflicted and it's awesome and it's beneficial in the long run. But that being said, sometimes you need to just decompress. And sometimes you just need to take some time for you. And this past weekend, it was for me, it was for my wife. It was just so incredibly special, perfect, and it was awesome. I did, however, take some time out of my vacationing to hop on the weekly Tiege Hanley Friday call. And the call was great. We're dealing with a lot of stuff, some of the growing pains that we've been experiencing. We're getting our handle on. Our team is growing, it's expanding, and it's going to need to continue to grow and expand for us to really keep ramping up and building Tiege Hanley into the business that we feel that it can be and will be someday. I'm telling you, Tiege Hanley is going to be something even more special than it is right now. I know that this company is going, and I tell people that. I'm like, when I'm talking to people, we'll talk about what I do as an entrepreneur and all these different little businesses. And I always tell them, I say, Tiege Hanley though, mark my words, that one's special. It's different, and that's going to be one of the businesses that I really feel I put my mark on society and your face. But yeah, the call was great. Everything is moving in the right direction, and it's really incredible to have people handling specific things that Rob, Kelly, and myself were all trying to juggle and manage before. And so it's awesome to have people in customer service, in social media, to be able to say, hey, can you look this up or can you figure this out? And actually have people that are competent, not only competent, just awesome rock stars, make it happen and get it done. But now let me talk about something that was not so fantastic news on vacation. I got a call from my accountant. And so the way that this whole thing works, okay, I have like 8 different businesses. All of my businesses are set up as individual, like corporate entities, like LLCs. And the issue is that I am the only member of most of the LLCs. So everything flows through, all the profits flow through to me and my personal income taxes. And so this past year I had my best year yet, and I had a super big tax bill at the end of the day. And one of the reasons why I pay a lot of taxes is because of my YouTube videos and my YouTube promotions. You know, with YouTube promotions, I can make really good money doing them, and I do a lot of them. And one of the issues is that, you know, if you're gonna, okay, so if I sell $100,000 of Tiege Hanley, you know, I've got expenses, I've got costs, I've got labor, I've got the product, I got packaging, lots of costs. Just for easy numbers, say it's 50%. Say it cost me $50,000 to make that 100, so my profit's only $50,000. But with YouTube, if I make $100,000, what expenses do I really have? My time, that's not really something. It is something, but you can't really say, like, it's still me. My only real expenses is paying my sales, my guy Terry, who sells all my brand integrations for me. That's my expense. Everything else is pretty much profit. And so, you know, I've got expenses with my office and all that good stuff, but it just doesn't negate the fact that they're very profitable. So I had to pay a lot in taxes. Now, one of the things that you can do as a small business owner is there are certain things that you can do to minimize your tax liability. One of the things that I did a solo 401k with my one company, A Marino, that sort of is the umbrella company that oversees, or that some of my other businesses are underneath. So I do a solo 401k where you can put away, you know, like certain, like I think it's like up to like $50,000. Like I will contribute to my 401k, and then my company will match it. And so there are things you can do like that. And so with tax season, you know, just closing, I had to write one more really big check to the government. And before I did that, I kept saying to my accountant, I said, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do to save taxes? You got to find me something. And he's like, Aaron, there's nothing. And it didn't sit right with me. And so I went and got a second opinion with another accounting firm. And apparently there is something that I could have done that would have saved me about $60,000 in taxes. And it's called a defined benefits plan that your company can set up. And in a nutshell, it's like your company starts a pension plan for you, and your company funds it. Your company also gets the deduction on its taxes, and so it would have saved me $60,000. And so when my accountant told me this, because I went to my accountant, I said, hey, this other guy said I could do this, you better look into it. And he called me with the news of, yes, you can this coming year, but not the previous year. And so when he told me this, I was so upset. I was upset, but I was kind of like, seriously? It's your job to find this kind of stuff. And maybe you're not the right accountant for me if you're not going to really be my advocate and look for, you know, situations and opportunities for me to sort of minimize the amount of taxes. Because here's the thing, taxes, that is a whole nother topic for a whole nother video, and someday maybe we'll dive into it. But it's rough, and I'm as patriotic as the next guy, and I have no problem paying my fair share, but I just don't want to pay more than my fair share. And my taxes were crazy. And so everybody's like, oh, it's a good problem to have, and I get that and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, when you're writing the check, it's tough to swallow, because as an entrepreneur, you feel like you have worked so incredibly hard, and to give literally like 50% of your profits away, because for me, it's, you know, you're in the highest tax bracket, because I have all these businesses and they all flow through to me personally. You know, if I'm paying 39% federal tax and then 6% state tax, that's 45%. 45 cents of every dollar of profit that I, Aaron Marino, make goes to taxes. And it's insane. And last year I gave them $60,000 more than I needed to. And so that sucked. So I guess the moral and the takeaway to this is find and get a good accountant. You will make back the money that it costs to have them do your taxes. And if you get your taxes done, get a second opinion. Because like in my case, it's going to save me moving forward. Like over the course of the next 10 years, like do the math, that's a lot of money. And so, you know, get a second opinion, and it's probably smart to get a third opinion. This is your business, this is your future, this is your livelihood. Taxes, they happen. Do not try and hide them. Do not try and hide profit, because you're going to have much worse problems if you go that route. But you should definitely look at the different options that are out there for you to not only invest and save for the future, but reduce the amount of tax liability that you have. If you guys want to hear more about taxes, which I have a sneaking suspicion you don't, because it's not the sexiest topic, but it's definitely a topic that a lot of every entrepreneur, you hope to be in a position to have to worry about this. Because if you are, that means that you've been successful. And so if you're not interested now, you may be in the future after you knock it out of the park with your amazing idea. And I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Guys, if you've got questions about this vlog, previous vlogs, business in general, down in the comments, let me know, and I will address the top 2 next week. Guys, I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me bend your ear, and thank you for being a part of Tiege Hanley. We love you more than our worn out AM moisturizer. This is for you. Still good.